Good morning, happy Friday, welcome back to my channel. My name is Paloma and this is Money Diaries, where I'm trying to get my life together, move away from lifestyle creep, and that just means living above my means, um, trying to pay off debt that's under my name, and a couple of other things. Today we're going to be reviewing and setting some 2023 goals. This is going to be more general, like lifestyle, health, financial, etc. goals. I am in my car. As you can tell, it's a different setting. I'm here getting my car oil changed, so I'm just waiting for it to be my turn, which is about in 15 minutes or so. Perfect time to make a video. You gotta be on the go. But while we're waiting for it to be our turn, let's go ahead and get our little dream notebook. So again, for those that don't know, dream the impossible, seek the unknown, and achieve greatness. So it's a little notebook that I purchased at CVS. Getting started with the first part of the video, doing some 2023 goals and just brainstorming and jotting down as much as we can. So I've been thinking about what some of the goals that I want for a couple of weeks now. Just kind of like been keeping a notebook where I'm like, oh, this would be a fun goal to have, or something nice to try or do. And so I've created a huge list, and from there I went from that big list of brainstorm. I went ahead and created this 2023, and I'll insert an image above. I went ahead and created this list and kind of just broke it down by categories. So before we review that, I want to start with a little quote. Every page has a little quote, and this time it says, sometimes the only difference between trying and triumph is a little extra oomph. So the first category in this video that I identified was health and nutrition. So I managed to narrow it down to 4 different goals from all of the brainstorms that I had in the original flow throughout the month, and I've narrowed it down to 4. So the first one is no red meats. I am not vegan by any means, not vegetarian by any means, and in college, my last 2 years, I lived with one of my best friends, and she had cut out red meat from her life, and because she was the one that was doing the grocery shopping, it wasn't something that I didn't really pay attention to or notice. And then now that I work in an organization that makes it their mission that whenever we're purchasing any food, that it's only vegan food, I've had to kind of like learn what I can and cannot buy, because it's not vegan or it is vegan, since one of my functions is coordinating some events, and that's kind of made me realize, like, there was a whole, like, I want to say 2-3 months where I was just eating I was just going to events where the food was vegan food, and at first I kind of noticed the difference, but then after a while, and just like going to all of their events this past year, I don't notice it anymore. I don't notice that, like, for example, a veggie patty is not a meat patty. I noticed that the meat patty is very greasy compared to the veggie patty, and I noticed that my health, because I did gain a lot of weight during the pandemic, I noticed that because in those 3 months I wasn't eating any like red meats, and I was substituting things that were vegan, because we ended up going to a camping retreat for work, and then we did other events that had vegan stuff, and then so it's just I noticed that shift in my body, and I want to see if um, taking out red meats would help, not just like me losing weight, but getting like those healthy habits passed on to my family that lives with me. It is going to be very tough. I love pork so much. Like, porquito en salsa verde con sus verdolagas and sus nopales. Good, so good. But starting next week, because next week is my birthday, I'm turning 25. So that's when I'm going to start my 2023 goals. Not necessarily in January when the new year starts. I want to start everything next week because it's a new cycle in my life. Another goal that I had placed down was under health and nutrition was just taking a daily walk outside, 20-minute, 30-minute walk, even a 15-minute walk, just going every single day, either in the morning, in the afternoon, whatever time it was, just take a 15-minute walk. It's something that I struggle with, getting like exercise. I work from home, so it's definitely like being on the computer, um, you know, taking meetings, doing work online, doing remote, and then when I do have to be in person, that's when I get the like chance to really just be on the go, on the run. And I just kind of want to incorporate all of those little things into my life. So I'm thinking taking just a daily walk outside. 15 minutes, not gonna hurt me. And I did see a video of somebody who said like did a month of just taking 30-minute walks, and how did that affect my body. And while the weight loss wasn't significant, it was still, you still notice it, your body still feels it. And so I want to try it and see what that does for me. Okay, moving on to money and finances. In the money and finance category, I narrowed it down to um, three things, and I wanted to save 50 to 30% of my paycheck. Just because this year I completely depleted all of my savings. I have zero savings left, and so I want to make sure that this new year I'm saving at least 30 to 50% of my paycheck going into that emergency fund, or just having something to back up, just having something that I can use in case of an emergency. All right, so it looks like the people that were in front of me are now leaving, so it is my turn to just back out. Ooh, look what it is. Hi. Oh, you're so cute. What's your name? Hmm? What's your name? Are you the car cat? Huh? You're the mechanic cat? Yeah? You the mechanic cat? Wow, look at your fur. Look at your fur. Yeah. You're like gold and black. Yeah, you are. Alright, everyone. So I just parked and I'm home now. I will have to leave again in about 15 minutes because I have to go take my grandma to her doctor's appointment. But let's go ahead and continue on with our goals. So for money goals, I want to save 50 to 30% of my paycheck, build up my savings. I did deplete them all this year, fixing things in the house and just like down payments, etc., closing costs, and I have $0 in my savings, and so I want to build that up again. I want to pay off half of my car loan. I have about 18,000 left, or 18,000 on my car loan, and I want to get it down to about 9,000. Under the lifestyle category is decluttering. and specifically decluttering my paper slash office stuff. So anything that falls within papers and office, getting those decluttered, getting those organized. Last year, my goal was to declutter my bathroom, and I feel like my bathroom is finally decluttered. Anything that I don't use was, got removed, and anything that I do have are things that I know I use, and I haven't purchased anything new for the bathroom until I finish all of those things and can get down to zero. So I want to do the same thing with my papers. I have a lot of papers. I am like that type of person who I'm like, I'm gonna keep my math notebook from high school and college, and because what if I need math and I need, like, it's a life and death, and I X, Y, and Z. And the other big reason I was like, oh, my sister and my brothers are in school, and then they can ask me for help and I won't know the answer, so I can go back to my notebooks because I loved taking notes and color coding stuff, and this is going to be helpful. But my sister is graduating this coming year from high school. My brother graduated, so the reality of, like, if I was going to use those, it would have already passed. A different category, my artistic expression category, I want to do more choreographies. This year I got blessed with, well, the year before, a neighbor was having their daughter's quince, and their choreographer canceled, like, last minute. It was like 2 months left until the 15, and because I used to be in a dance team, I like to dance, the person knew that. They asked if I would be interested. I was like, I don't really have quince experience. I did some choreographies for my dance team, but it's not the same thing. I feel like it wasn't the same thing, but they're like, no, it's fine. And then that 15 happened earlier this year in February, and other folks saw it. They're like, oh, who's your choreographer? And so then I got other quinces that I got to do this year, and I actually just had my last quince this past week. This past couple of weeks, I forget what week we're in, but it was in November 26th, and it was one of my last 15s. It was fun, and so I kind of just want to continue finding avenues that let me express myself, and just growing a little bit more. So I'd love to do more choreographies. I'm not sure if it's gonna look in quince, but just in general, I want to do more choreographies. The final category that I have here is heart, and I think, just like, I wouldn't know how to explain the heart besides that it's like the heart, it's for the soul, but that one is just connecting with my sister. I have a sister who is part of my mom's side, and because I don't know my birth mother, I didn't have a relationship with my sister, and so I want to start actively building that relationship with her. And yeah, so those are some of the goals that I had brainstormed. Of course, there was so many more, but I think just narrowing it down to a couple, like those categories, was good. I think going down, I think those are great goals, but I don't think it's feasible for me to do all those goals in 1 year. I don't think I could do it. And I wouldn't want to put the stress on me for, like, I don't want to set myself up for failure. I want to set myself up for success. And so I think I'm going to go through each category and make a plan and select one or two of those goals and specifically see, like, can I do this? What's the time? Like I said, I'm going to give myself a year, but realistically, can I do it in a month? Can I do it in, like, 6 months? Is it gonna need the whole year? So, like, for example, No Red Meat, that's like a whole year thing, but maybe like preparing to connect with my sister, oh, I think that's gonna need time too. But maybe decluttering my office could be like a 6-month thing instead of a whole year thing. I don't know. So I think we need to go through each category and break those down. And lastly, seeing how that translates into finances. So if you saw my last video, I went and kind of started collecting some of the debt that's under my name. So like I said, I have my car and I have about 18K left on that, but the APR on that is a 9.95%. So that is my top priority, getting that paid off, which is why I'm doing like 500 to 750 a month. Currently it's charging me 700 a month. I just switched it. But I have to see if there's room in my budget to increase that amount a little bit more, because 9.95, that's the other thing that I have under my name in debt is 556K under my name, and that's for my house, and that's a 3.5 APR. I think, yeah, it's definitely like thinking of the money and how that's going to look. So let's start breaking down what the next 3 months are going to look like and how that translates into each category. So out of the 4 options per category that I had, choosing 1 or 2, and being realistic as possible, and seeing what the next 3 months are going to look like starting next week, right? Because like I said, my birthday is next week. I'm turning 25, and that's how I'm measuring out the year. But yeah, so let's go ahead and do that. I do have to go run this other errand.